You are now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Del Coro.
What's up, my paranormal people? Happy Monday. I'm Eric Vanderlaan, your host of the War Party Paranormal Radio Show and the team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. And right over here, I got my partner in crime.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Mike Del Coro. I'm tech specialist and investigator with War Party Paranormal. And we got an awesome show for you. I'm going to let Eric tell you what we're getting into.
Yep, we got a great show. We have Jade from Ghost Club Paranormal. If you haven't followed her, you got to check her out on YouTube because she has some amazing videos that she puts on there. We actually met last fall at Para Experience. So I've been wanting to get her on the show, and I'm not going to waste any more time. And I'm going to play a quick intro of her, just some clips of her past episodes. And here we go.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Ghost Club Paranormal. Tonight is a very interesting location that we're in today. We're in the San Fernando Valley at the basement. The basement is like a horror-themed escape room. It's super creepy in here. Jazz and Victor, they invited me along on this investigation. You know them all so well.
Whoa,
what was
again.
that again?
Hello? Hello?
My heart is like actually racing right now. So what happened to Ron was terrifying. He was 21 years old. He was a scientist. He was extremely smart. In university, he did have a couple of roommates. Those two roommates that he had are the guys who kidnapped him and took him down to this tunnel, and they stabbed him 18 times and slit his throat so deep that his head was nearly severed. The house did go up for sale. There was one woman in particular who wanted to buy this cabin. She put in an offer, but the offer was too low. She told the real estate agent if she doesn't get this house with the offer that she put in, she's going to put a curse on it. That's right, that woman was a witch.
Jade, get up here. You have to come up here. While you were downstairs, we were just like sitting here and I felt the presence of the woman again. I picked up on her. She did some black magic. She did some really dark things, and I think she did it against someone else.
Yeah, she's got some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who does her editing, but they're doing an amazing job if she's doing it. So let's not waste any more time and let's bring her on.
Let's do it.
What's up, Jade?
Hello.
Welcome
I
to the
didn't
show.
butcher your videos for the intro.
No, you're good. I edit, by the way. I do edit.
Oh, awesome. You do an incredible job.
Great work.
Yeah, it takes a while, but
Yeah,
most
it
of us
does.
editing.
We know.
That's a lot
We
of
know
work.
that.
I don't trust other people editing my episodes for me. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but
Yeah, we do it ourselves.
yeah.
But very, very cool stuff. And you've been doing this a long time, and yeah, you've been to some really cool spots.
I want to go to California. I mean, you go to some crazy places. That one dude in the tunnel that got his head like almost chopped off. Like,
Yeah.
I was just watching, like last night, I was watching the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. That's
Mhm.
pretty wild. Some crazy things happened there in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to go like Hollywood, you also have like the site where like the Black Dahlia was found, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, if you want to go like old school Hollywood, there's plenty of places out here. But as far as like Ron goes, that was very local to the town that I live in. And every single time I go to the train tunnel, that was also used by the Manson family because it's
Really?
right next to Spawn Ranch and everything.
Oh wow.
Every single time I'm there, he comes through. Every single time.
It's
Oh,
funny,
wow.
like California and Florida have a lot of things in common. We have serial killers. We
Palm trees?
have, yeah, we got palm trees. Yep.
That's true.
We have that, and we have beaches, and we also have like celebrities here as well. So you're actually in Los Angeles?
Like right outside of Los Angeles.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, Ventura, yeah.
And you're originally from Scotland, and people.
Originally from Scotland, yes. So
Okay.
I've been here for almost 11 years now, which is insane. And I've been doing this for 3 years now. The whole YouTube thing, anyway, for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I do go back to the UK like every couple years, every
Mhm.
couple times a year. Sorry.
Well,
So
to me, the UK and Scotland is like the mecca of paranormal. Like
Right?
that's something that's probably number one on my bucket list.
you need to go. I was born in Edinburgh, and if
Oh my
anybody knows
gosh.
where Edinburgh is or
Yeah.
what it looks like, it's just like this beautiful, giant medieval city. And I think
Mhm.
that it just really kind of sums up like who I am as a person, you know what I mean? And you go there now and it's all just Harry Potter, everything. It wasn't like that when I was growing up, you know what I mean? We would be like roaming about in the graveyards and stuff like that. And it's a really, really cool place to go visit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much history. It goes so much. Goes back so much farther than a lot of our history here. United States is not that old. Really, in hindsight, if you look at it. So yeah, going over to the UK and different places that would be amazing because some of the history, and I see a lot of other teams from over there, and they post a lot of photos. Like, I don't know, how accurate they are, but a lot of apparitions and stuff, it seems like, are being captured over there. I don't know what it is, but from there to here, but a lot of visual evidence being
Yeah.
captured.
Last time I went over there, it was about maybe like 8 months ago. And I think I'd done about 5 or 6 investigations, and I think I only uploaded 3 of them. So it is kind of like it's beautiful being outside and all that, but at the same time, if you're going there at nighttime, I just felt like the visual wasn't
Mhm.
actually doing the location any justice.
Doing
Yeah.
justice.
That's like when you go to
Because
Grand Canyon.
yeah, it's like filming at the Grand Canyon at night, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like
Yeah.
awesome for me. I know where I am, but as far as the viewers go, like they have no idea, like they see like a stone wall behind me and I'm like trying to film right up against the wall. Just like,
Yeah, you can't
yeah,
appreciate it like, via video. You have to, it's like something you have to experience, right?
yeah, definitely. But
So
definitely wanna come back.
how did you get into the paranormal? Like, I think it's like one of the most obvious. You probably live in one of the most haunted places in the world. So
Yeah, for sure. Like I was definitely growing up. Well, the first ghost that I ever saw was in Edinburgh, and it's kind of a long story, but that's when I found out what a ghost was, and it was a full-blown apparition of a woman. She talked to me, and it was
Wow.
so scary, and I was awake. It wasn't like I was just like woke up during the night or anything.
mhm.
Through to my stepmom who was visiting from the US at the time, and I told her about it, and everybody believed me. My whole family believed me, like, which was so comforting.
Mhm.
I was just talking to my dad about that the other day. I was just thinking, like, I'm so glad that I was with them, and they were like, "It's okay, like this is what it is," and I'm like,
Yeah. It's like a
"What?"
normal thing there.
So
Just
that's like
normal
that's
everyday life.
totally like that's how I found out about ghosts. And then from there, I really wanted when my family would go on ghost tours in Edinburgh and things like that. And I was always the youngest in the family. I was never able to go. I remember I like snuck like a little ghost book and I would like read it like I'm like doing something bad, like I shouldn't be doing it.
Mm,
I've always been interested in it, always.
yeah.
But where I actually came to the investigating was when COVID happened. When COVID
Oh,
happened,
okay.
and where I was working, that facility got closed down, And I was just like, I'm just going to take a road trip and I'm going to stay at all these haunted locations and see what happens at these hotels. And that was like my test run for Ghost Club. And it all came really, really, really natural for me. Even like, yeah, everything came really natural. And I just loved it. And I didn't want to stop doing it. And I never did.
Well, I remember when you like first started on IG and like you just blew up like in a couple of years. So you're doing something right. I mean, you got the editing skills and the filming and great presence on camera, and you go to amazing places and get amazing shit. So
at this point, when I first started, I really tried. Like I really, really, really tried. I'm at the point now where it's like I really don't care how many people, you know. But I feel like I've got 35,000 subscribers on YouTube. That is a lot to me anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like if I just put out an episode and they watch it, then great, you know. But I'm not actively trying to top the next video or, you know, which sounds bad. The episodes are getting better, but that's more like guests coming in, like collaborations, locations, like all that stuff's getting better. But as far as, you know, just I feel like it just comes easier, you know.
Yeah, it starts to you start to like evolve, right? And then it just kind of starts coming more naturally. Yeah, no, but super fantastic work so far. And then what would you say I mean, out of like, you know, you've been so many places, but like what would you say some of your top episodes, like to have our viewers go check out, like the people that are listening and the people that are watching, like if you had to like just pull one out like at random, like, all right, this is one that you guys got to check out?
Yeah, that's a difficult one. I would say the Demons Exist series is pretty crazy. Like I won't even go back and rewatch those episodes or anything like that. Like it really affected me when I found, you know, I didn't really believe in demons and stuff like that until, you know, my experience that I had, and it was all captured on camera. So yeah, that was a 3-part series. And then the last episode that I just done was probably one of the most insane discoveries that I've ever made. You know, that one's pretty crazy, but I'm going to do a breakdown episode of that like in the next week because I really need, like, there was just so much stuff going on. And after I edited it and then put it out, I was like, I could have done better at explaining like the storyline of it all, you know?
Don't you hate that whenever you like submit a video after you're done editing and oh man, I could have done this, I could have done that, and I wish I could like go back.
Well, it's also yeah, I also find it hard sometimes when you've had a really active investigation to cram it all in and to make it viewable, you know, like in a short period of time, because you know, it's something always gets cut, you know, or like you said, you don't have time to explain it fully. So yeah, that's a good idea to kind of go back and do like a revisit.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm very like I don't want to lose people's attention. So when I upload an episode, it's just like bam, 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 like one thing after another. Keep it to 40 minutes, even if I'm there for 6 hours. A lot of it does get cut out. But yeah, like I feel like with this one, like I have to explain a little bit more. But it is a really good episode. Definitely check it out. Because I mean, that to me is like top grade, like communication. Every single response that I was getting made sense to where we were, what we were doing. It did tell a story, but yeah.
That's all we look for. That's all we look for. By the way, Jade, there's a lot of people in the chat that are from PEX. I don't know, Joe from Entity 7, Joe Vital, Cassie from Weeping Willow, Erica from Paravibes. I don't know if I left anyone out.
Franny.
Yep, she's there. So yeah, I mean, like it's pretty cool. That last video you put out, because when I was looking at it, it reminded me of a similar location.
Same here.
So people that are listening in the chat, this is a Nike missile base that was built like during the Cold War. And it was, well, the ones in California were protecting California from Russia, but the ones that we had down in South Florida in the Everglades, those were protecting us from Russia and from Cuba, since they're like just, you know, not too far away.
Yeah, the Cuban Missile Crisis, when you know, Russia had bases on Cuba and all that stuff was going on. It was right around the same time period. And correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but does Aerojet also own the Nike rocket facilities?
No, I think the military, the government owned that, because remember, Aerojet rocket facility is their own, you know, entity. They just had a contract with NASA.
Yeah, they had a contract with NASA. Okay.
Yeah. So Jade, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the intro of that video so everyone can see it. And you better watch it because it's really cool. And plus she's with her dad. That's really cool too. And he's all into it. Great job. Great Estes session, by the way. Everything was like correlating together. So that must have blown your dad away. So
yeah, he got out after that. He was like, let's go. Yeah.
right. So I'm gonna play the video, and then I'm gonna show you some videos of this rocket facility that we go to.
Perfect.
So let's check it out.
In the mountains of Los Angeles, this 1950s abandoned missile base is every post-apocalyptic lover's dream. But what started as a fun family day out soon turned into every explorer's worst nightmare.
There's literally a bullet shell right there.
Sean,
did you hear that?
That is actual bloods. Are you okay, Dad?
died very recently.
Wait, what?
The Los Angeles Police Department.
I was just calling to kind of report something.
Wow, I actually got goosebumps from watching the trailer. That's awesome.
So Jade, I'm gonna play a couple of clips here and tell me if this looks familiar to you.
Okay.
Here we go.
Looks like something out of Jurassic Park. What was that?
Right?
What was that?
One more. It's like all that graffiti is like artwork, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It looks very similar to the place where you were, right?
Yeah, the Nike missile base.
So is that the one in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one in Florida. Of course, they don't have really much underground because we're right at sea level. You start digging underground, you'll hit water.
Right.
Seawater. But the Aerojet rocket facility, that was like an operation during the Cold War, like 1950s, 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
And what they were doing is like these ships would come in with the rocket engines, and they dredged a canal all the way out to the middle of the Everglades where this facility was, and they would put the rocket engines on barges and bring them down this canal, and they would test fuel out there. And the NASA changed their fuel, and it's been abandoned ever since the 1960s. And the story behind it, and this is why we think we get paranormal activity there, is, and I don't know if it's related to the Nike bases as well, because I know there's a place, I was talking to Hollywood Paranormal. They said there's an abandoned Aerojet facility that's supposed to be haunted over there near LA. But Jack Parsons, back in the 1940s or 50s, he was like the father of rocketry. Also, he was into the occult with Aleister Crowley. So he dabbled into a lot of the dark, and he created Aerojet. And I think what's going on in the one in LA and the one where we live is that people know about that, and they've been doing on our side satanic rituals, and they've been doing Santeria and like black magic, and we've gotten like crazy stuff out there. I mean, disembodied voices of a woman, supposedly a girl, was reported missing, and they found her dead body out there years ago.
They found a couple out there. So
Yeah.
doing like with that segue back to your investigation, and you stumbled upon a bullet casing and what appeared to be blood.
Mhm.
And then you were calling. I don't know if you want to talk much about the episode, but it's already released, right? So you could talk about it here.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's already released. I don't mind talking about it at all. But yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. It was so the missile silo, we went underground, and that's where they would have the actual missile, and then they would have these big doors that open to above ground the missile would shoot out. So that's where we were, and it was a massive area down there where all the men would work and things like that. Usually it's totally closed off. This time it was open. So we went down there, and when we were investigating in the very beginning, there was a little bit of blood by the front door. We're like, that's weird. Looked very, very fresh. Didn't really think too much of it because there was a couple pieces of like little bits of broken glass. Thought maybe somebody just fell, scraped their knee or whatever. I didn't realize that at the time, but the entire beginning of our investigation coming through our equipment is, you know, everything is pointing to telling us like investigate more, like go through here, you know, and we never did. So it wasn't until the very end of the investigation when I went to just go get some B-roll footage. I walked down a hallway, and as I walked down this hallway that we'd never been before, there was just blood everywhere, all on the ground, all up the walls, blood splatter, like actual splatter. And it was fresh, so fresh, because it had been raining the day before. So there was a lot of water down there around us, but this was super fresh. And our phones had died. I got home, called the police, and this is something like I haven't really talked about this part, but yeah, the police didn't answer. I didn't call 911. I just called up a couple different police stations. Be in that area. They weren't answering. I called up the next day, talked to a detective. I had to send all that footage off to get looked at. Then the detective did come back, and he said he got back to me within about 10 minutes. And he says, looked at the footage. I think that we're good. That was basically it. Like,
really?
Yeah. He was like, it doesn't look like, he says, I've seen a lot of blood in my life, and I don't think that's blood. Right. Okay. So left it at that. But I honestly go watch the episode. Like, if I used to work with a lot of fake blood.
I mean, why even like not just go check it out? Right. If you're a cop, like
it was food. Food? Really? I've never seen any type of food that looked like that. And I just feel like the whole thing was completely dismissed. You know, that happened pretty much minutes before we got down there. Now, this is the weird part that people don't know, is before we had actually went down to the missile silo, we hung back for a while because there was a police helicopter circling looking for somebody. This is in the middle of nowhere. There's no, like, there shouldn't be a police helicopter looking for somebody on top of the missile silo, like around the base.
Yeah, so now it's starting to get weird, right?
Yeah, because I was trying to fly my drone, like, to get some drone shots for the episode. So we hung back for about 40 minutes until the helicopter went away. That's when we decided to go down. When we first go down into the missile silo, we start hearing, like, crazy, like, running about and stuff like that. And we were like, okay, that's weird. Weren't too sure if those noises were normal because we had just got underground. But now, looking back at it, I think that there was somebody down there with us in that moment for the first 15 minutes whilst we investigate. Because when we go into another room, my dad hears somebody behind him running through a puddle, and he tried to turn around, but he couldn't turn around in the hallway that he was in. So he kind of like scooted back. And by the time he turned around, there was nobody there. But he was certain. That was the only time. That was when my dad got really freaked out, was he said that 100% there was somebody running by in a puddle. And I think that whoever was down there, whoever's blood that was, or whoever done that, like, got out of there in that moment.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the victim, because they probably would have screaming for help or something.
No, the victim, what I think, and this is all, again, this is just my
Speculation, yeah.
theory on it all. I'm not saying that any of this is like, this is what happens, because I don't want to, you know, it's
No. We understand. Like, you're like what you're guessing that could have maybe happened.
Well, maybe the police knew what was going on, but they didn't want to fill you in on it.
Eric, one of my biggest fears in life is being like locked up for something that I'd never done, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if the police knew something about this and didn't want people to know, they didn't know that I was going to put this on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to go to prison over this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that is scary, but at the same time, the spirits said, tell people the truth, show people the truth.
Mhm.
And they want people to watch this episode. And I believe that if somebody's watching this episode, somebody might actually be watching that knows what happened. Maybe they're missing something.
Yeah.
You know, that happens too, out of the strangest stuff, right? So we've had that happen to us a couple times. Eric was at a cemetery, and something, I'm going to let you tell the story, Eric, but you had something kind of pulled you into a direction to start investigating this area. And then you started getting there were some children there that got killed in the car accident. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, this was wild. I was with Joe, one of our investigators, and this after everyone left. We got nothing better to do. We just go to a cemetery and see what we can get, maybe test out equipment, things like that. So, you know, we're just walking around the cemetery and trying to figure out where we're going to set up and do something. And I don't know why, but I'm not sensitive, but it's something for me. It's more like maybe intuition. I get pulled. If I get pulled to a location, I follow my senses, and then things start happening for some reason. But so I was just drawn to like the other side in the corner of the cemetery, and you know, cemetery is huge, and I believe there were like 3 or 4 headstones of like, I think there were children or angels, like, or angel children, and they were lit up because of solar power lights, and it was just really weird. They all died around the same time. I didn't know
The
what
same car
happened.
accident or something.
Yeah, so here I decided, okay, so we're getting activity here. We had like the cat ball like by a boy that passed away, and he was like putting the like setting the cat ball off almost like on cue, like we were like communicating with them and we were getting EVPs. So I'm going live on IAG, and some random person that I don't even know just happened to be watching my live knew the story of what happened. And it was these kids that were in a car accident and they all died like around the same time.
Wow.
And she said that in a way that gave what we were doing, like gave her peace of mind, like, because she knew, because they were like, it was nothing negative. It was just something like, you know, it was just happiness, you know, when we were communicating, and it just gave her peace of mind knowing that those kids are now okay. And, you know, are in a
And
better
it
place
just
now.
so happened to
It's
be
weird.
like a family member that just happened to scroll by and in the algorithm, his thing came by. She clicked it and started watching it, like out of where she wasn't
Like it
like
was
a
meant to
paranormal,
happen. Like I was
just
meant to, she was meant to see that, you know?
Yeah.
and it was her
100%.
family. So
You know?
wild.
That's like 1 in a million. Like, really.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's so wild. Like, I would be so interested, like if you know, if I came across something like that, like you've seen with the blood and all that stuff, like man, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. And that is super spooky to think about, that the possible person was in there with you guys at the same time. That just gives me the heebie-jeebies, right? I mean,
we go to a lot of places like that, but when we go, we're armed just in case, just because of that. You never know.
You know,
the
it's
ghosts
Florida,
don't scare
so.
us. It's what the people that could be in there is what scares us.
Well, I brought my knife with me, and like in the episode before I was doing the S's method, and I was putting my headphones in that, and I told my dad, like, here, I'm just gonna grab this knife just in case. He's like, you can't stab a ghost. I'm like, no, Dad.
It's not for the ghost.
Not for the ghost, trust me. Like, but no, yeah, I again, like, I don't know what's gonna become of that episode. I don't recommend anybody going down there. I really, really don't. Like, I think that I was lucky. I was going to go there by myself. And I think, again, like, just like what you were saying, like, things happen for a reason. And my dad, last minute, I had 4 investigations get canceled on me last month. This was a really last minute investigation. I didn't have anybody to go with last minute. So he was like, I'll go with you. He's so loud that if there was somebody down there, like, they're not going to mess with him. Like, he's so loud, so Scottish, and it's like, but
they'll probably run to get out of there. They heard him.
Yeah, no, I definitely think, like, I looked back at my footage and I couldn't see anybody. But if you're watching this podcast right now and you're deciding to go watch the episode, now you've got a whole different, you know what I mean? That's the story that I'm talking about, that I want to include, that I want to tell people about, that I didn't tell people about when I had actually made, like, when I'd edited the episode. But now watch the episode going back with that in the back of your head.
It is, yeah, it's so wild when things like that happen. And it's so weird that it happens to us. I wouldn't say a lot, but more than you would think. One of our episodes on Paraflix, Last Chance Saloon, actually that one is the only one that's actually on my YouTube and on Paraflix. So if anybody's out there watching wants to check it out. But there was a investigation we were doing at this bar, and there was a man that actually killed his wife, then was driving down to the Keys with his son, and he stopped out at this bar and he killed his son and then himself with like a wire tie around his neck. And then we didn't really know much about that side of the story because that wasn't really included in like the paranormal stuff that was happening per se that they were picking up on. So, but we started picking up on it when we were there doing a Delco experiment. It's like the Estes method, but with the Gansfeld lights, something that I came up with.
Oh yeah.
So, we were doing that there, and Eric starts blurting out their last name of the people. The victims.
There was a boy that, you know, his dad murdered him. I was able to say his age, 8, and even say his last name.
And you didn't know any of this prior?
I didn't know anything until later. Like
we started Googling it, like as we were doing it. Like some of the other investigators that were with us from the team started like Googling it, looking it up. And
well, Linda was the one who knew about it. She was talking about, there was a murder suicide in an empty lot.
So at the end of the night, we're packing up, and the police officer shows up to the bar because he would like make his rounds around that time to make sure, just check on Linda as she was closing up the bar,
make sure they're safe.
Yep. And he goes, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And he starts talking to us, and we tell him, and he goes, "Oh, I'm the one that found the crime scene."
He's the first officer on the scene.
He goes, "You guys want to go over there? I'll take you to the spot exactly where it was." We said, "Okay." So he walked.
That's a nice officer.
Yeah, he didn't want to be filmed, but you could see us walking with the police officer like from behind, so you can't see him.
See the car and the lights.
And we walk, and he walks us out to the lot exactly where he found the car, and then we got EVPs relating to that right at that location. So, like, what's the odds of some of these things like that happen, right?
And that's so cool that he done that as well, because that could have been traumatic for him as well in that moment. And going back to the spot and showing you guys, that's awesome. It's really cool.
Yeah, we even like did our next episode that's coming out next month. I don't want to give it away, but it's just like a lot of things that you would say it's coincidental, but it's not.
Yeah.
So we were at this one location where we were going to investigate, and there was a family member that showed up. So it was like, I don't know, what are the odds of like him being there with us like setting up. But Mike, we're at that halfway point. Jade, we got to pay the bills now.
So we got to play commercials. We got to run. We got to run a couple ads here. So let's start off with.
Jade, all these ads can pertain to you as well. You can take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it.
I'm watching.
What's up, my paranormal peeps? I'm Eric Vanderlaan, and I'm the host of War Party Paranormal Radio, and also the team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. And we got an exciting announcement to let you guys know tonight, and it involves stuff like this, and my co-host is going to tell you all about it.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike Del Coro with War Party, obviously. We are a technical team, and we always have people ask us, where can we get equipment like this? Well, you can get it from the ghosthunterstore.com. We got a nice little sponsorship worked out with them. We're going to be doing some giveaways, so stay tuned. Very, very cool, and go check them out at the ghosthunterstore.com.
Peace.
All right. So if you guys if you guys go to the Ghost Hunter store upon checkout, if you enter the code Ghost Gone Wild, you'll get a discount on your purchase. And we'll be doing some more giveaways coming soon. We got to talk with Dave, or maybe see if we can get a little piece of equipment or something from him that we can raffle off or give away. So that's going to be determined here shortly. I got to get with Dave. We got a couple of little things we got to play here.
Actually, we're going to see him. We're going to be up in New Jersey for the White Hill Mansion
Paranormal Expo.
Yep. So we get to investigate there.
So we'll strong arm them.
Revolutionary War. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk more about that then. What's up, my paranormal people? Eric and Mike here from the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, wanting you to remember the importance of hydration. Remember, we hunt ghosts. We don't want to turn into ghosts. Dehydration can lead to inflammation and even degenerative disease. So hydration is crucial.
Whether you're up all night investigating the paranormal, sky watching, or Bigfoot, Fuel Up Hydration System is designed to support motivation, concentration, and rejuvenation with the best immune-enhancing delivery system available today.
Experience the benefits of Fuel Up with their Feel the Difference money-back guarantee.
Visit fuelup.gg/war party for their special offer that includes free shipping. Fuel Up for life. Hey, Eric, how do we do?
Which is awesome.
All right. Well, maybe we should stick to hunting ghosts. I don't know if commercials is our thing.
True that. Jade, you need that. It's dry out there in California. Plus, you're climbing all those hills and mountains.
I know. I'm always staying hydrated over here. That's
exactly.
Sure.
That'll come in handy for you.
You guys are so good at your sponsorships. Like in that last episode that I'd done at the Missile Silo, I had a sponsorship, and I was like, I nailed this. It was like my biggest one yet, you know? And then when it came to editing, I was saying their name wrong the entire time. So if you watch the episode, I had to keep on like cutting their name.
Cutting it out.
And then like, recording over and like putting a guitar behind it. And I'm like, how do I make this better?
That's funny.
This, yeah, so if you want to check that out, also it's fuelup.gg/war party, and you'll get free shipping and a discount on that product as well. We have Eric. I don't think I'm going to show the Spirits of the South one now because that's out airing right now, and I don't want to take up too much time.
Go watch it. Paraflix, we're on there.
But I am going to show a quick 1-minute trailer for our new episode coming out on Paraflix, coming out in April. So
check it out.
Check it out, guys. And this is what we were talking about earlier, actually, with the person showing up, and it's pretty weird.
Welcome to the old jail, y'all. Now you can't leave.
So you can communicate with that. Around her shiny field. Terrible.
Epic. Love it.
Yeah, the Haunted Files on Paraflix. If you use our code, the Haunted Files 25, you get a discount, and it's super affordable. It's only $3.99, and there's amazing shows on there. New Reality, Jade, they're on there.
So yeah, it's the Haunted Files 25. You get a 25% off your annual subscription. Yep. And then I don't know, you want to play Franny's trailer now and
yeah, we'll get that. We'll play that right now.
Okay.
And
so last one, and then we'll get back to it. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So Franny on our team, we got a lot of people that are talented. We got people that are rock stars, people that do their own YouTube. So Supernatural Eyes coming out with a new episode on the 30th. So it's gonna be this week. So check out the trailer.
Make sure you check that out. Plus, I'm the post interviewer on the episode, and I'm interviewing Patty Degree. So check that out.
I'm the editor.
We're all part
teamwork equals dreamwork. There you go.
Right. On the next episode of Supernatural Eye.
Pair of Vibes and Patty and Degree. Go check it out. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, that one's going to be great. Looking forward to it. All right.
And yeah, and by the way, Ernesto Paez, one of our team members who has a band called Modern Mimes, wrote the music. So go check out some Modern Mimes. You'll love the music as well. And he'll write music for you too, for your content.
Yeah, he will. He loves doing it. So he writes royalty-free music for any creators out there as well. So,
yeah, I think I do need him actually.
Yeah, he's really good and he loves to do it. And if you tell him exactly kind of what vibe you're feeling and what you want for the video, he'll bang it out.
Yeah,
it's
he's really good stuff. Like right on spot. Like if you check out Modern Mimes, check out their music. I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, YouTube's been a little bit weird recently with their copyright music and things like that. And
I know. I had a couple of things getting copyrighted and it was royalty free. And I'm like, what's going on? And then, yeah, it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah. I always pay for my, and I only use them for the minute in the trailer, for the trailers. And yeah, I've been having a lot of just get your own person who can produce the music and put it out there.
Exactly.
Have it how you want it. You know, that's the dream right there.
So his name's Ernesto. It's him and his wife. Remind us after the show. We could send you a link so you could talk to him. So if
we're done with all the commercials now.
Yeah, that's done. So we're good.
Commercials are long,
right?
Too many of them.
Have you ever been down to Florida? Have you ever been this way?
Nah.
I've been asking her to come. She knows she has an invitation, right?
Nah, I've been to Florida. Honestly, I can only go in the winter. I don't do heat. I don't do sand. I don't do any of that stuff. All the fun stuff that you do in Florida.
Yeah,
but I'm there for the
haunted stuff.
Yeah, I'm there for the haunted stuff, and then
the winters are nice here.
Yeah, I don't know how's the food there.
Awesome.
They have everything.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Caribbean, a lot of Latin, a lot of
seafood if you're into
European. Wait, I think there's a Scottish restaurant somewhere.
Oh, you got me there then.
I know there's a few, but yeah, we're very But just like Los Angeles, very multicultural.
Yeah. No, I'll find something. I'm food is a pretty big factor in where I go as well.
Oh, man, this is the place you got to come. The food here is amazing.
I didn't get this size from not eating good. That's right. Got to keep up my manly physique. So if you had to do an investigation, you could only bring one piece of equipment. What's your go-to? What would you grab?
Oh God, that is so difficult. That's so
And
difficult.
cameras don't count. That's just a given. So
Yeah. I would obviously camera, yeah. But gosh, I don't know. I feel like REM pod is probably, I always seem to go back to the REM pod. It's just really easy for yes or no questions, and yeah, could I bring my phone to Google things? So I can look
yeah,
up
that doesn't
records
count
as
either.
I'm doing
There
it.
you go.
That would help
Yeah.
too. Yeah, probably just good old REM pods. Good old REM pod. Yeah, I remember like Patty had, when we were at the PEX convention and we went to her seance and she had this device. I don't know if you remember me talking about this, or I asked her like, where'd you get it from? And she was like, oh, this one was made specifically for me.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
think the guy even makes them anymore, but she had something really, really cool. And it was basically like an kind of like a spirit box, but it was coming through so clear, and it wasn't a spirit portal. I don't know what it was.
Necrophonic, like sort of like that.
It sounded like that, but it was really, really crisp. One word, kind of like an ovulus. It was more like an ovulus, I would say, but you could tell that it wasn't a word database. It was coming through like a spirit box, or like the necrophonic kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
It was just one word, so clear. Yeah.
Yeah, we were lucky. We got to investigate with her there in Virginia City. I don't know if she was using that device though, but we got some pretty cool EVPs.
She's such a nice person. She's like so down to earth.
Yeah,
and her
very
energy
down to
is
earth.
like she is, and she's super humble, and she's a great person, that's for sure.
I know you like to do the Estes a lot, right?
I do like to do the Estes, yeah. Like, I'm really sensitive during it though. I have to be really in the right frame of mind to do it. But yeah, I get pretty decent.
I wish I could have gotten you to do the Delco experiment when I was up there.
Yeah, with the glasses?
Yeah, with the glasses. We did that with Patty and Natalie Jones.
We borrowed those.
Did you?
Me and the guys from New Reality.
Oh yeah, I let them.
I
use them.
never tried them on or anything like that, but God, the results that we were getting with those.
Yeah, that's something that I came up with. Because I always was fascinated by the Gansfeld experiment, right? With you cut ping pong balls in half and you put them over your eyes and you shine a red light. And I was trying to come up with a way that you can make that portable. And then I tried a bunch of different kinds of goggles and different things with lights and LEDs, and I finally got it down to like those. Like
Mike's the mad scientist.
Yeah, I build a lot of our own equipment and things.
It looks so cool as well. Like, to be fair.
No, yeah, but so it enhances the
these I'm still building. I'm working on them. I have a whole bunch of them. But now I'm using a electroluminescent panel in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look a little different.
Yeah, these are different, and they're actually, there's no LED or anything to focus on. It's like looking at a red screen.
Oh,
so it works a little bit better. Yeah,
and
basically what's going on is anybody that's like sensitive to that kind of stuff and like sensitive, it varies for every person. But we all get a lot of very similar responses. And now that I'm selling them, I've been putting them out on eBay and on my website, and I got like 20 pairs out there, and people are using them and they're sending me clips and stuff. And it's really remarkable. People are seeing stuff. The last time we did it, Eric was only in there for like 5 minutes, and he felt somebody walking around him. He's like, I don't know if you're walking around me, but I feel somebody walking around. People are feeling stuff, hearing stuff, seeing stuff. So it really,
EDI was sensing vibration too.
Yeah.
It was like in the middle of the Everglades on concrete slab.
So it's really bringing another element to the Estes, where there's more visuals and people feeling touched.
Yeah. And Patty was seeing like visuals, like faces coming like out of like a melted wall, and then like popping back out, and another face coming in. And then Natalie, she's sensitive. She wasn't getting visuals, but she was just feeling weird things.
Real quick, guys, we're coming up on the 10-minute mark, so I just want to let the KGRA digital broadcasting listeners know that you're going to be going on to the next live show that's after us just here in a few minutes. There's a lot of other great shows. We appreciate KGRA for hosting our show. There's a lot of other shows on Paranormal.
If you're in the chat, check it out.
paranormal, UFOs, cryptids, a lot of different stuff, a lot of other great shows out there. So you can check them out at KGRA.db.com. And
Bishop.
if you want to subscribe to them too, if you use War Party 22 as your discount code, you can subscribe and you can see all the past episodes and everything and listen to it that way. So this also goes out to all over. It's on Rumble. It's all the podcasting stuff everywhere. So Spotify, it's not only the YouTube. KGRA is not really doing the YouTube anymore. They moved over to Rumble, but definitely give them check them out. And we appreciate all our listeners on the audio side of things. If you want to continue to watch or listen, you can jump on over to the War Party Paranormal YouTube channel.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Going back to the glasses real fast. Can you send me over a link? Because I really want to
absolutely.
Because when we were at the PEGS convention, they were getting passed around to everybody. Like everybody wanted to have a go at those glasses. And yeah, I really wanted to try them out. I never got to try them out, but I do really want to.
Yeah, we'll work something out. It's crazy. Like I just got a message from Kelly the other day from the owner of the Shanley Hotel. She bought a pair to have in her arsenal for when people come. Like they're getting out there and people are like really, I'm getting a lot of really good feedback. And it's not something that I did to make money. It's something that I did for ourselves, you know, and everybody kept asking.
You want to hear everybody's experience, like what they're experiencing.
Yeah. So that's what it's all about, you know, is I want to get them out there, see what people are capturing and see what's going on, see and it's a lot of this very similar stuff that we are experiencing. And we were lucky enough the first time to ever try it, to test it, was in the Riddle House attic, one of the most haunted buildings in Florida. And
Guy it hung himself in there.
Yeah, it was on Ghost Adventures. It was like in 2008, I believe. And we were the only team that was allowed in the attic since then. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, definitely we'll talk about it right after the show. Just hang in after the show's over. We'll chat.
Okay, sounds good.
I definitely got to try it. It's amazing.
Eric's probably done it now more than anybody because every episode we do one. And I did it the other day. I don't do it that often because I'm always the one asking questions. But yeah, the last time I did it, I actually did see an episode because it was just I've never seen any visuals. Like I'm not sensitive as like being like a very dark place with a lot of dark stuff going on. And I don't feel anything. Once in a while,
County Jail, you got some cool stuff, and you felt some things. Yeah,
but I did see something that looked like a face, kind of real quick. Like you know when you close your eyes, or you look into a bright light, and then you close your eyes and you see like those little floaters, like you know in your eye. But it almost kind of looked like an image of a man with like long hair.
So you had your eyes closed?
No, they were open. I was staring into the red lights.
Oh.
So it gives you like some time of.
You don't want to close your eyes. You want to keep them open.
So you're staring.
You can just strobe them, you can flash them, or you can just leave them lit. But I think leaving them just lit is probably the best way to do it.
Oh,
so you're staring like past the red light, like you're staring into it, and then what happens is it makes sensory deprivation where your eyes aren't closed. Your mind starts to fill in the gaps, and it's easily manipulated. So what they originally used to test ESP, where they would listen to white noise with the red lights, and then they would try to do ESP experiments back in the 30s, and then it kind of, and like I said, I mixed them together. Instead of the white noise, we use the spirit box. So it's pretty wild.
That's crazy. I always assumed that people had their eyes closed. So the red lights come through. But yeah, when I fall asleep, like I get visions, like always. Like when I close my eyes to go to sleep, I'm always seeing faces.
So this like, you would probably benefit from this. Like
you have to get yourself you have to get yourself into a meditative state. So basically, like the first 20 minutes, we're not asking questions. You're just sitting there. You're not saying anything. You're just taking it all in, trying to like focus.
Opposed to the Estes where you just jump in and go. This we want to sit for like 15 minutes without asking any questions. Just sit, let the person sit, and then we'll give them a little tap and let them know that we're gonna start.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I don't get much visuals, but I feel things. Like one time a wind, like cold wind went by, and it's like hot and humid.
You saw a shadow figure. At last chance.
I've seen the shadow figure, the Last Chance Saloon.
And that's impossible. These are it's doubled up. Like it's electroluminescent panel that's folded in half. There's absolutely no way you could see through it.
Yeah.
It's just like
I sees red light. Like, how can, if that's in front of my eyes, how can a shadow figure move across my eyes? It's pretty crazy. And I felt it too. I felt like someone walking.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I don't know about you guys, but like when you're doing the Estes method, like I feel so vulnerable when I have the blindfold on. So it's gonna be something that I have to work my way into, you know, if I do have those goggles on and I just sit in silence for 20 minutes. I'm not that type of person to like meditate. Like, well, I can, but like, I don't know. For example, like one of my episodes we done at the basement, which is going to be part 2 is coming out probably like next week. But that was crazy because it had a lot of poltergeist activity happening. Oh, wow. And right as I'd put on the blindfold, well, I had actually put on the headphones first. And I was just putting the blindfold down, and all of a sudden I just saw at the very corner of my eye everybody run out the room. And I couldn't hear anything because they've got this spirit box on full blast. And I'm like, where's everybody going? Like, and I throw everything off. And my water bottle, which this one here, it's heavy, like, and it was full of water. It was on the bench outside in the other room. There's nobody else in the building with us. It's an escape room. And it literally like got picked up, moved, and thrown on the ground. And we have it on security video. So that's another another episode. That's like a couple episodes back. But ever since that moment, I'm like, guys, like somebody's gonna have to tie a rope around me or something like that. Tie to another person.
Well, it was weird.
Trust.
And we investigated these Native American burial mounds. That's next to the cemetery, another playground that we go to, and it's always been very haunted. We always see shadow figures there, and I've even gotten like EVPs of electronic voice phenomenon of Native Americans speaking almost. Like I couldn't understand what they were saying, but it sounded like it was like Native American. So we were doing the Delco at the mound, and I don't know, but I had this like strong sense that Mike got up and left, and I was just sitting there by myself in the middle of the woods. And I almost wanted like to pull my goggles off, but I wouldn't do it. It was just really weird.
No, I was there. But I always get that too. Like I always like, I'm afraid like I'm gonna like take this off and everybody's gonna be gone.
Yeah, I'm like I know he hauled ass on me and left me. Something must have happened.
No,
I
would
feel
never
the
do
same
it.
way with the VR headsets though. Like I got one of those for like the PlayStation, and I couldn't like I would put it on, and every 2 minutes I was like peeking out the side to make sure my house wasn't robbed.
Yeah. So when you do the Delco, make sure you're with someone that you're comfortable with, that you trust.
Yeah.
Am I gonna scared of something and just run and leave you there? Don't even think of it.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
And I was just going to say that my friend Rory from Project Entity, he's my friend who I investigate over in England. And yeah, we're going through the woods, and he was like, "Oh, I was doing an Estes method here once by myself," and I'm like, "What?"
I'd probably do that though.
Like you're in the woods, like in a public area, doing the Estes method yourself. Like that's madness. But he has no, like honestly, like he has balls of steel. Like I don't know what it is.
See,
he has
I would do it. I would do it by myself, like, but not by myself. Like I wouldn't want like somebody walking by and be like, "What the hell?" Like, you know what I mean? Like I would like, all right, you guys could leave me here and I'll do it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like go by myself and like
especially out in the middle of nowhere down here, like especially the Everglades.
Well,
I mean,
some hillbilly come out of nowhere and be like,
you got that. You got Florida panther. You got pythons that are like 20 feet. You got gators.
Yeah, no,
and you got skunk ape too.
That's the Florida thing that I'm talking about. That I'm like, I'll come down to investigate, but
the mosquitoes.
We'll take you on a skunk ape hunt.
Does that involve swamp stuff?
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
Well, I got a little clip I'm going to show you of me doing the Delco out in the middle of the Everglades, like mosquito.
That one doesn't even do it justice. Like I have a video somewhere. You can literally see the mosquitoes like
flying around.
So many.
No.
So
I'm very allergic to mosquitoes.
Oh, like, then yeah, you can't come to Florida.
Yeah.
Very allergic. And I'm not just saying that. I know that sounded so mean. Oh, I'm like so allergic.
Thank God I'm not. I had like 50 bites on each arm. We were troopers, man. We were just sticking it out. And Eric finally had enough. And that's the clip he was going to show.
Check this out.
Would you like us to come back and visit another time?
I can't take this anymore. The mosquitoes are tearing my ass up.
I know, me too, really bad.
Oh, man. I feel them like all over my face. Oh.
They're all over me. They're so bad.
The things that we do for paranormal investigation. Freaking crazy.
I know, they're so bad.
Oh.
You can see the bites on my neck.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You can see the bites all over.
Actually, a mosquito got into the goggle. Like I had to like lift it up and like get it out of there. I was like, please don't sting me in the eye. That would be the worst.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
horrible.
was so
yeah,
terrible.
The most bites that I ever got was on an investigation. It was at the Topanga Canyon house, where Canned Heat, the band Canned Heat, like their guitarist died in the back. But anyway, that was probably the most I've been bitten. I had been bitten 11 times on the leg, and I couldn't walk for like 3 days after that. My leg, it was bad. Yeah, never again.
Oh, well, Jade, if you come, we'll make sure we take you to a place that's like air conditioning inside and nice and cool and comfortable and no bugs.
Yeah,
but very haunted.
Well, or just come in the winter, right? Because the mosquitoes aren't around.
Yeah, they're not around in the winter.
So, yeah, I don't mind all that stuff. Like, I'll sleep outside if I have to.
So,
like,
you know what's funny?
Scare me is...
We were talking about the VR and the goggles and all that stuff. Something just popped in my head when we were filming that episode for that clip that he just showed. I wanted to get some B-roll of the car driving in, right? So I'm like out in the Everglades in this dirt road, and I'm standing there by myself.
This is funny.
And I got the Avida, so I have like the goggles on for the drone, and I'm just standing there like on the side of a dirt road by myself because Eric took off with the car, and I'm flying the drone, filming the car, and I'm just standing there by myself in the middle of nowhere on the side of a dirt road with no car around, and I hear a car pull up, and like I'm spinning the drone around like to see like who it is, and it's some Jeep, and I'm like, all right, wait.
And then I see the Jeep that pulled over. I'm like, what is this dude doing?
Like, hello, how can I help you, sir? He's like,
I don't even think you lift up your goggles, right?
No, I did.
Okay.
I wanted to see who it was at that point.
You just fly the drone right in front of his face.
Exactly right.
And he's like, I saw you over there, and I wanted to know what in the hell you were doing. I didn't know if you were like doing some VR. I said, no, I'm flying a drone. And then Eric's coming back, and I'm like, it was weird though. Like it's like you said, you feel very vulnerable when your eyes are covered and you're standing somewhere. And I heard some kind of truck pull up, and I'm like,
Mike feels something wrapping around his leg, throwing him into the water.
You should have just told him that you were on a virtual date with your girlfriend. Like, and that he was kind of.
I'm not that
I lost her, and I'm trying to find her in the Everglades.
I was like, I'm flying the drone, bro. Like, don't you know? And he's like, it was weird. But yeah, that was strange.
So we're at that time of the show. Jade, do you have anything coming up? Anything you want to share? Tell people where they can find you. Just go crazy on yourself.
You know, you can only really find me on YouTube and Instagram. Those are the two ones
Very
that
simple.
I'm active on. Ghost Club Paranormal. On pretty much everything.
Didn't you do something on like the TV in the UK? Weren't you doing a show for a little bit or?
I did. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, I just found out last week that it's not getting aired. So.
Oh
no.
Hurts.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I done a whole. I was working with the Travel Channel, and had like a whole filmed for a whole season. And it was all like, it was ghost trapped underground. It's all supposed to be underground, and it was crazy. It was such a cool experience. I'm glad that I'd done it anyway. But end of the day, it just, I don't know. I still to this day, I don't know what happened.
I think there's a lot of crazy background stuff going on between Discovery and Travel Channel and all this stuff, I think. But you should ask them, like, can I have the footage then at least? Can I, can you give it to me?
I have asked them if I can at least see, because the first episode technically aired, and then it never aired again. So, and it was aired in the UK as well, and we didn't even know about it. Like, the cast didn't even know that it was airing on that day. So yeah, it was just kind of like, can I at least see that one, but I don't know. I still have the contacts and stuff like that. And I know that they said that they wanted to work with me again on another project, whatever that may be. But I'm glad that at least I got the experience, because now if I do decide to go TV again, then I'll know kind of like, I'll have a better idea of what it's going to be like, because it's very, very, very different than my normal YouTube shenanigans and working for myself and doing everything myself. So yeah, but yeah,
sometimes it's good for you have control over everything, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Like I like having the independence, doing what I want to do, you know, investigating who I want to investigate with, where I want to go, like what I want to wear, like everything down to the T, you know what I mean? I can choose. But at the same time, I met some good people and had a good time, and I wouldn't change that for the world, you know. But it's a bit embarrassing that it's been cancelled. Yeah, a little bit, but
you'll get there. It's just part of your journey.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, tell everybody where they can find you.
YouTube, Instagram. That's literally it. Don't have Twitter or anything like that. And then the next episode, well, definitely go check out the last episode that I just released, because it was insane. I brought my dad and my stepmom along for some comic relief. Ended up turning into like the craziest, like a crime scene. And then
your dad's like, you're never going out again.
They're definitely never going out again. And then I've got some episodes planned. I've got some really big investigations planned, some really, really good collaborations coming up as well. So definitely want to stick around.
Well, if we ever hit the West Coast, we'll have to hit you up for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on. I mean, God knows how long I'll be doing this for, guys. I think I've already passed that. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna.
Passion, right?
Yeah, like it's just. It was supposed to be a 2-week weekend trip, like a 2-week trip, and it's turned into 3+ years, and you just there's no stopping. So, and I'm not gonna stop until I hit all the states. Like so. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Well, your invitation's here waiting. So just let us know whenever you're coming and we'll set something up for
Definitely,
sure.
I appreciate it. And then vice versa as well. If you guys ever want to come out here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can take you to the Miss El Cielo where I found a crime scene.
Yes.
I'll bring the
maybe we can do a joint investigation live. There you go. 2 different missile places, one on the east and one on the west, maybe.
That'd be cool.
That is intense. I'll have
you doing the Delco there, and then we're doing the Delco over here, and one person's asking questions, and we see what kind of responses we get in different states.
And everybody has to bring their dads along.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. Well, hey, it was awesome having you, and
thank you so much.
Thanks for having me,
guys. If you want to follow any of my personal content, the easiest way to get there is if you go to flaparanormalresearcher.com. That's my website, and it'll link out to all my social media stuff. It'll my YouTube, and make sure you check us out on Paraflix. We're on episode 4, I believe, now coming out.
Yep.
And if you use the Haunted Files 25, you get a 25% discount on your annual subscription. And obviously, warpartyparanormal.com to find out any of our upcoming public events. And Eric, where can they find you?
Ghost Hunter South Florida on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And then, of course, War Party Paranormal. You just go to warpartyparanormal.com, and everything is linked there. Our shows, our events. Actually, we're having an event coming out. Our next event is going to be the Old Davie Schoolhouse. It's going to be April 21st, right?
Correct, 21st, yep.
And yeah, that's hands-on investigation at a haunted place. You investigate with this, you get to use the equipment. Also, I want to thank all the new people that are here in the chat. The chat was rocking, so welcome and thank you for coming to our show. Come back. We get a lot of awesome guests, just like Jade, and we're having more in the future. And we also talk about our past most recent investigations, but we haven't done any with the team yet, but that's going to be coming up with the show as well. Anything else that I miss?
No, we're good. We got it covered.
Everything. All right. Oh, tell all your friends about the show.
Exactly. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Keep it spooky.
Peace.